Well, for some reason, I was brushing my hair out and about to put some pin curls in it, and I felt compelled to tell a story. There's so much violence, domestic violence. There's so many things happening in homes that people are losing their tempers and just hurting each other and killing each other. Well, this reminds me, it takes me back to when my children were small. And my husband he had a girlfriend, and I knew it. But you have to remember that was back in the days when you have 3 small children and no car and no job, you're kind of stuck until you can make a way to get out. Well, that's where I was. And he came home one evening and he said, "I'm going to take the kids to a movie." And I said, "Okay, but I'm just asking you one thing. Do not take them around this woman. They won't understand that. And please don't take them to that bar." He hung out at the worst bar downtown that you could hang out at. I mean, it was violent. There was people getting shot down there every night. So he took them. And, of course, at that time, he wasn't drinking. He had just gotten off work. And my sister-in-law, his sister, lived behind us. And she came over there and she said, "Do you feel like we need to go check on the babies?" And I said, "Yes, I do." So she took me downtown to where he was. And sure enough, they weren't at the movie. He had them in the bar where all kinds of people hung out. It was bad. So we walked in the door of this bar. There's my son over there playing around at the pool table. And he wasn't but about 7. And there sat the woman over in a booth. And of course, when we walked in, my husband came straight over to me. And, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "To get the babies, because you told me you weren't going to bring them in the bar." And my sister-in-law's over there gathering up the children and getting them out. His sister, mind you. So she was getting the babies out to the car. And my husband was getting me out the door because there sat his girlfriend. So there was no reasoning with him. He had started drinking and no telling what kind of drugs he was on at the time. And so I was just ready to leave. I wasn't going to fight with him or argue with him, which would have done no good. So I went on out to the car and he followed me, and he began talking to me after I'd gotten in the car. And I said, "Please, I just want you to tell me one thing. Just tell me you don't love me. That's all I want to hear." And he said, "I can't tell you that." But what it was, he knew if he said that to me, that I was gone that night. I'd make a way. So I told his sister-in-law, I said, "Would you go in there and get the girl?" It was actually a grown woman. She had children herself. I said, "Would you ask her to come out to the car for a minute? I'm not going to hurt her or anything like that." So she went and got her and brought her out to the car. And I said, "Sweetheart, he does not love you. I can tell you that right now. He will not stay with you, because as bad as he is, he loves me. And the only way that we'll ever split up is if I leave him." And she began crying. And I said, I don't know what promises he made you, but he's lying. And I hate to see you hurt. Well, this went on for a little while, me talking basically, and my sister-in-law chiming in and saying, no, he's not going to leave her. He's not going to leave his wife. And so, of course, I invited her to church. I just reached out to her and began witnessing to her about the Lord. And she was just standing there crying with the beer in her hand. It was something. It was really something. But, you know, there's ways to handle things without just going slap crazy. That accomplishes nothing. You know, it could have been just horrible. It could have ended in a killing that night. But it wasn't going to end that way. I wasn't going to let it end that way. I just wanted my babies. I didn't want them in that atmosphere. So if you're dealing with something like this tonight, I don't know why I felt so impressed to tell this story. Ask the Lord to give you a calm and a peace and to help you. I'm telling you, I used to have the worst temper in the world. I came from a family where they threw fits and had temper tantrums, and it was awful. But when I got the Holy Ghost, of course, all of that I got under control through fasting and prayer. And I knew that was not going to accomplish anything with my husband. So I knew I had to be calm in this situation. But my heart went out to that woman, that young woman who he was deceiving. So yes, you know, things were tough and bad, but it doesn't have to end in violence. That's not the way. Don't ever handle it with violence. Let God help you in dealing with these things. I hate to hear about these killings and all the things that happens. And I love y'all so much tonight. I thank you for your support. I thank you for following me. I'm not telling you these stories to build me, because I don't care about that. I don't care about being built. That wasn't me. I can tell you that right now. That was the Lord in me, loving that poor woman. And to this day, if I could reach her, I would. I don't even know where she is now. But y'all go on and have a good evening. I'm praying for you. You're going to make it. We're going to make it. I've made it this far. I know you can make it this far.